Hey guys, Dallas again, Chaos Fragrances. Today I'm back with another fragrance review, and that's going to be on a fragrance that I was kind of skeptical about, and that fragrance is Club de Nuit Intense Man. Before we get started here, guys, you can see I'm rocking the new t-shirt. Sniff, spray, repeat. Pretty badass. Anyway, back to it, guys. So originally I was skeptical about buying this fragrance. It seems like lately everyone's been talking about Creed Aventus, Creed Aventus. So I decided, all right, you know what? I'll pick me up a sample. So I picked me up a little bit of a sample. The first time I smelled this, I liked it. I wasn't as impressed as I thought I was going to be, so I just kept smelling it, and the more I smelled it, guys, the more I started to fall in love with this stuff. I had it sprayed on a piece of paper and just had it sitting by the window on our coffee table, and when the wind was coming in, I would just constantly smell that dry down of this fragrance all day, and it smelled so good. So I'm like, all right, I have to wear something that smells like this. Wasn't really ready to go out and spend $300 on this fancy, expensive as niche fragrance, so I decided to look into buying Intense Man. So you guys know I usually don't sit here and read off notes from Fragrantica, and in this case I don't need to anyway because this does smell a lot like Aventus. Instead, I think I'm just going to list off the differences that I smell, starting with the openings. So when you first spray Aventus, you get hit with this blast of pineapple. Smells really good in the opening, lasts for quite a while. With this stuff though, when you spray this, you get a blast of lemon. Some people compare it to like pine sol. I really don't think it's that harsh. Dropping shit already. I really don't think it's that harsh. Obviously, if you spray it and you smell it up close, it can be a little bit lemony, a little bit harsh, but other than that, it's not a huge deal in my opinion. The opening is only going to be there for 10-15 minutes, and then after that you get to the dry down, which is the best part about this fragrance. So about the dry down, it's pretty much spot on. I don't want to say it's exactly the same because obviously it's not, but one thing I do notice in the dry down of this, there's a little bit more of a prominent birch note that in Aventus it's a little bit more well blended. It doesn't quite kind of stick out like the birch in this fragrance does. So that's really the main difference I smell in the dry down, and then obviously Aventus just overall smells more well blended, and just the quality of ingredients just makes it have that next level. But still, for the price of this fragrance, you can't go wrong. You can't nitpick it too much. So definitely nice. And the more I smell it and the more I wear it, I start to just love it even more. But yeah, I'm definitely getting that really strong lemon, which, like I said, after about the 10-15 minutes, it does go away, and then you're left with that nice smoky dry down, which just draws people in. This is a head turner. It's not something like Dior Sauvage or something shower gel, fresh fragrance that everyone smells. This is quite a bit different. It really just kind of turns heads. So about the compliments with this, this thing is, I can already tell it's going to be a really, really high compliment getter out of all the fragrances I own. And I'm not just saying that because I'm not trying to like join the Aventus hype train or anything like that and say, oh, this thing gets so many compliments. But let me tell you from first-hand experience, guys, this thing so far has gotten me a lot of compliments. This thing has gotten me about 3 total compliments so far, and that's after a day of wearing it. The first one was with one of my female friends. We were walking. The wind was kind of blowing, so she just happened to smell it, and she said I smelled really good. The second one was actually one of my guy friends. He's like, oh, dude, you smell really good. Then there's a third one with another female friend. As soon as she sat down next to me, she's like, okay, someone smells really damn good. And what surprises me the most is out of all these people, they've never complimented me on any of my fragrances before. And I would be wearing things like Dior Sauvage, Acqua di Gio Profumo, Dolce & Gabbana The One, Invictus Aqua. I've worn fragrances like that around all of these people, but they never once complimented me. But the day I wore this, all of a sudden people were complimenting me. So I don't know. It could be coincidental. I don't think so. I just think, definitely a head turner, especially that dry down just smells so beautiful, so smoky. As far as performance goes, I'm actually really impressed. I was reading a lot online, and I heard a lot of people saying that like the silver capped bottles perform a lot better, or the silver sprayer bottles perform a lot better than the black sprayer top ones do. I don't know if that's the case or not, but today my bottle, I'm wearing this right now, and I'm still catching whiffs on at least 8 hours later. So definitely a really solid performer, projects really well. Like I said, I was getting all those compliments. Definitely projects really, really nice, especially when you're moving, you're kind of heating up your body. So Definitely no slouch in the performance area. I can't speak if it's better than Aventus or not because I just own that sample. I haven't really worn it, but definitely great performance. As far as versatility goes, I see this more of just kind of a nighttime date type of fragrance. You could also wear it in the day. I wear it in the day, as you just heard, but I would lean this more towards evenings, nights out, things like that. Any time of the year, in my opinion, it could definitely be worn any time of the year because it does have that kind of fresh, fruity opening, but then this dark, smoky dry down can really help it work good in the colder months. So definitely could easily be a signature scent if you wanted it to. As far as what this fragrance actually reminds me of, or the type of guy I guess I could see it on, this fragrance to me just kind of reminds me of that like mysterious, like handsome guy that you see in the club that's just kind of off to the side. Fragrances like Ultra Male and Spice Bomb, that would be on the type of guy that's out on the dance floor, out making all the moves, getting all the attention. But to me, this just kind of smells like that guy that's just kind of, calm, cool, collected, kind of mysterious, just kind of off in the corner with his, small group of friends and, his girlfriend or something like that. That's kind of what I get from this fragrance because it's not a screamer by any means. It is a head turner, but it's not going to be something that just like, just reaches out and just hits you in the face like, Ultra Male or Spice Bomb or something like that. Definitely a really nice one. I love it. I love it. I love it. This is very similar to Aventus. I would at least say 90-95% similar. Again, the opening is a little bit harsh. The dry down, does have that kind of prominent birch note. But still, guys, definitely worth it for the dry down alone. Just smells beautiful once it sits for a while. And again, make sure you spray it on your skin and smell it because it does definitely smell different on skin in a better way. So if you're testing it out, be sure to spray it on your skin. All right, guys, I think that's about all I have for this one. I was reading up on this fragrance a lot, and a lot of people seem to be hating on it, saying, oh, the opening, smells like pine sol, smells like blah, 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 cleaning, chemical fluids and stuff like that. People were saying, stuff like that. Well, yes, obviously, if you spray it on your hand and then just dig your hand into it, inhale it, yes, it's going to smell very, sharp. It's going to have that more prominent lime. But if you let it sit on your skin and you catch whiffs of it, or you let it dry down to where most of the opening is gone and you get that dry down, then this is definitely a solid fragrance. People tend to judge these too harshly, in my opinion. For what it is, you can't expect perfection, guys. It's already so close to the original Aventus. What more can you ask for? I'm sure if this fragrance smelled exactly like Aventus, then people will probably hate on it because it's too close of a clone, whereas there's people hating on it because it's not quite there. So no matter what, people are going to judge fragrances like this. People are going to, have negative things to say. So really just, something for you guys. Just go out there, test them yourself. Too many people on Fragrantica leaving these, bad reviews, but there's so many fragrances that if I would have went off those reviews and didn't smell them, then I wouldn't be able to enjoy them. So definitely a solid pick. You could easily say this is Aventus if you're wearing this and someone asks you, unless you're with like a bunch of niche fragrance experts, comparing fragrances in the basement of your mom's house, no one's going to know the difference. So if you want to, you could easily get away with saying, oh yeah, I'm wearing Creed Aventus. That's my review on Club de Nuit Intense Man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like. If you haven't already subscribed, then please subscribe. Hit the bell so you can be notified of my new uploads. Also leave a comment telling me what you think about this fragrance, if you like it, if you've tried it, or if you have any questions. So that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Hope to see you guys in the next video. See ya.